Morning, everybody. Starting a few minutes early today.
Held by Abbott Public Library and Marblehead Regional Justice Team on Wednesday, June 22nd. Martha's Vineyard. 3-day Juneteenth Jubilee, June 17th through 19th. Film screenings, book readings, gospel brunch, food sampling with Black and persons of color chefs. Fall River. Juneteenth Festival on Saturday, June 18th at Kennedy Pavilion Park. Food, vendors, prizes, and a live concert. Are you or a loved one losing your vision? Mass Commission for the Blind can help. Reclaim your independence with new skills and assistive technologies. Partner with Mass Commission for the Blind to develop your vision for the future. If you're blind or visually impaired, find out if you're eligible to register for services to help you achieve your career and life goals. Call 1-800-392-6450 or visit mass.gov/MCB. That's 1-800-392-6450 or visit mass.gov/MCB.
I heard on the news about that 5-year-old who found his uncle's gun. The kid didn't know it was loaded.
I heard on the news about that 14-year-old girl who was bullied online. For like a year, she couldn't take it anymore, so she got her dad's gun from his nightstand.
I heard on the news about
I guess the feature of these new phones, as soon as you lit up Facebook, popped up. I was on Facebook and it popped up. The little face on the top there.
Okay.
It does that for everybody that goes live. That's my Facebook.
I have no idea.
Oh, I don't know. Have a great show, Dawn. And oh, you got your note?
I did, yes. Wants to know about the new truck. I do have it. I do have it.
This message brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, and
The Talking Information Center, a window to independence through local volunteers reading over 300 newspapers, magazines, and
Okay.
specific to your community.
Now available on your smart speaker by saying, play radio station Talking Information Center.
For comments and more information, call 781-834-4400 or visit ticnetwork.org.
Thank you for listening.
WBDF Middleboro, WRS Middleboro, WRSLP Pittsfield, WLO Montevideo, WBA, WLP Apple, WDJF Framingham.
broadcasting live from the Taunton Federal Credit Union Studios at 14 Church Green. We are AM 1530, WVBF, Middleboro, Taunton, W259DD, Middleboro Center, 99.7 FM, your hometown radio station.
Perfect.
USA News, I'm Corey Myers. The death toll from a 6.8 magnitude earthquake in Morocco is over 2,000. Residents spoke to CBS through a translator.
Our house rock, said this man. Everyone was scared. I heard people screaming. People can't go back in their houses because they're still afraid. I was asleep, and my bed started to move, said another. I didn't believe it, but then it shook again and again.
Forecasters warn that while Hurricane Lee has lost a little strength over the past day, that storm is expected to re-strengthen as it moves towards the southwest Atlantic. It could cause dangerous surf and rip currents along the majority of the East Coast today, which will worsen. At last report from the National Hurricane Center, winds were sustained around 105 miles an hour, making Lee a Category 2 storm. The convicted killer who escaped from a Pennsylvania prison was spotted 2 times on Friday within the search area, being targeted by hundreds of officers in that manhunt, which is entering its 11th day today. Nearly 400 officers have joined the 24-hour search operation for Danilo Cavalcanti, 34, who fled Chester County Prison on August 31st by crab walking between 2 walls. Meanwhile, the prison is firing a tower guard who was on duty during his escape. The corrections officer with 18 years of service is being let go. The evacuation of an experienced American caver and researcher who fell ill more than 3,000 feet below the entrance of a cave in Turkey has begun. That's according to the New Jersey Initial Response Team. That's the organization he works with. More than 170 people are involved in that rescue operation. This is USA News.
Freshness ladies, you look for 3 small spaces.
Want continuous freshness that fights odors with no batteries and no outlets? Try Febreze Small Spaces. Ah, but what's a small space? To answer that, we brought in our lawyer.
Small spaces include, but are not limited to, bathrooms, closets, laundry room, kid room, pet corners, man cave, shoe shed, most nooks, and all crannies.
There you go. Febreze Small Spaces is the world's most convenient. Febreze Small Spaces is super convenient and never stops freshening for 45 days.
Be happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You use the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
I wouldn't mention anything about the guest tomorrow next week.
No, so you don't know what's going to happen yet.
Yeah, exactly.
A lucky kid got the birthday gift of a lifetime when she discovered a 2.95 carat.
When people are all
round
gun ho
diamond
about
in
it,
Arkansas.
you know, at first,
She
you
discovered the
wonder
diamond
if
while
it's, you know, they
celebrating
got
her birthday
have second
at the
thoughts.
crater of Diamond State Park. Aspen Brown's September 1st discovery is the second largest registered
yeah,
guest
I'm ready.
this year, topped only by a 3.7 carat brown diamond discovered in March. Demolition of the Los Angeles area home where Marilyn Monroe spent her last months has been put on hold by the Los Angeles
You can
City Council.
run the phones from over here too.
Last-minute motion aimed at
I think so. I don't know. They were trying to.
Cultural monument. Council member Tracy Park, whose district includes Brentwood, where the house is, said that house was sold in July and the new owners filed a request to have it demolished. On Friday, the Los Angeles City Council unanimously approved Park's emergency motion. Massachusetts State Police escorted a flight attendant from an American Airlines passenger jet after a complaint of a camera allegedly placed in a bathroom aboard an aircraft. A woman reported her teenage daughter noticed the camera in the first-class bathroom. Law enforcement officers met that plane at the gate after it landed on September 2nd. I'm Corey Myers, USA News.
I was crossing the street when I met the love of my life. I chased after her. Nothing would stand in my way. Not the dog walker, nor the hot dog vendor. Finally reaching her, I asked, "What do you call that amazing smell?"
It's Gain Flings.
Gain Flings. My love had a name, but more importantly, it had a scent.
Fall in love with Gain Flings. Seriously good scent. Gain Flings with 50% more freshness ingredients versus leading bargain detergent.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVBF ownership or your hometown talk radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Weekend Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro news, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
There we go. And good morning and welcome to Middleboro in Review. I'm Joey Driscoll. I'm joined by...
You know what I noticed? Not to start the show out in a negative matter. When you move your thing, you can hear it big time on the other end. So maybe you move it before you go on the air. What do you think?
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's the sound.
Got it.
Listening on the other side, it's just like, ah.
I got it.
Good morning, Joey. How are you?
Good morning. We're off to a great start today.
Yeah, goofy start. A goofy start. Good morning, Joey. How are you? How you doing on this wonderful Sunday morning?
Not bad.
In September.
Today is a very nice day. Hopefully it's not going to rain. Let's check the weather out. There is rain scheduled in the forecast, but I hope it doesn't happen today. Because me and Don are supposed to go test driving today, Don.
Yeah, well, you gotta get your sea legs on your new truck, right?
Yes, my new 2003 Chevy Avalanche.
Your new old, but it's a nice truck. It's a good starter truck.
It is a very nice truck. Yes,
you're a packaging guy, so you wanted that name, so you got it.
No, I'm not just a packaging guy. I like the
you're
truck.
All about you're all about packaging.
Well, I did do some research.
No, they were good trucks. They stopped making them in 2013. I think they started them in '99 or something, or 2000.
Yeah.
But no, you're totally a packaging guy. You're all about.
But I did do my research on the truck.
Like fancy water and fancy this and fancy that.
Water is water. I don't care about fancy names, but water. But water is water.
You ever go to the store? You buy water. They got all these. I mean,
I just pick out whatever I see
store-brand
first.
water. Then you got the big three.
I just pick out whatever I see first.
Fancy dancy waters, which are like 50 cents more a bottle.
So you're right, but I also have done my research on this truck, so I know how good it is.
No, they're good trucks. They are good trucks.
Okay, weather real quick. 73 degrees, cloudy skies here in Taunton, but also in Middleboro. High of 73 in Middleboro. Not a high of 73. It's currently 73. A high of 81 today. A low of 68. Cloudy skies. Possible rain today in the forecast. Rain tomorrow in the forecast, which has facilitated a change in the Taunton 9/11 event, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But rain in the forecast tomorrow. High of 81 today, a low of 68 this evening. Tomorrow, rain and possible thunder and lightning. High of 80, low of 65. Tuesday, it's going to rain as well, a high of 80. Wednesday, it's going to rain, a high of 77. Thursday, it's going to rain, a high of 79. So rain pretty much throughout the week. In Taunton, 72 degrees, a high of 79 today, low of 68. And pretty much the same exact weather as Middleboro. So moving on to Driscoll, Texas, 77 degrees, sunny skies, a high of 99 today. Tomorrow, clear skies, a high of 99. Tuesday, a high of 98. Wednesday, a high of 99. So, pretty hot. No rain in the forecast, and pretty hot. So, Don, you want to take a guess on how cold it is right now in Driscoll, North Dakota.
40s.
It is 46 degrees in Driscoll, North Dakota right now.
Yeah.
In September.
Yeah.
So imagine what it would be in December, in the middle of winter in Driscoll, North Dakota. Very, very cold. If it's 46 in September, then December is probably much, much colder than that. So 46 right now. That's the low for today in Driscoll, North Dakota. A high of 69 today. High of 66 tomorrow with a low of 42. And then it starts to get warm again. High of 75 on Wednesday. High of 76 on Thursday. Starts to get warm again for the next couple of days after that. So that is the weather for everybody there. And it is 7:13. I thought we would start with... we wanted to talk about... Me and John wanted to talk about 3 particular artists who we lost this past week. First one I want to mention, we mentioned a little bit before already about Jimmy Buffett. And some of his albums he's put out. He came out with his first one in 1970, Down to Earth. And his last one, Equal Strain on All Parts, will be coming out in November. Actually, his first single off of that album has just been released on Friday, actually. Bubbles Up. Very good song. Definitely check that out for sure. This is his final album to be completed prior to his death on September 1st, 2023. Again, Equal Strain on All Parts is scheduled for release in November 3rd, 2023. So, Don, some thoughts about Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, you just played Bubbles Up for me just a few minutes ago. Nice song, touching song, beautiful song. It's hard to believe that he's gone. It's, I was never a parrot head, and I've never seen him, or whatever. And but it's just like a summer without Jimmy Buffett is something's missing. I mean, I don't think he toured this summer. I think last summer was the last time he toured.
He did.
He did too?
Well, I don't know about this summer, but he did tour recently.
He did.
Yes, he was in Boston back in, I think it was February, and then he did. Yeah, and he got hospitalized in Boston. But yeah, he was in Boston.
Wow, he's working right up to the end. I mean, there's professional, musicians out there who have a work ethic, and they don't want to disappoint their fans.
No.
So, was that his last show? The one in Boston?
His last show in Boston.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know if it even happened.
Usually he
because he was hospitalized before the show.
Right.
I believe.
Okay.
I don't know if it was before or after the show. I think it was before the show.
Right.
And that was. I don't know if he came back and did a show in Boston. I'm not sure, but.
Well, think about it. If you know you only have a certain amount of time left, when you try to tour and do what you always loved, make people happy, and that's what it seems like he was trying to do. But it's hard to picture a summer without Jimmy Buffett. It's just it's funny. Like I said, I don't consider myself a parrot head, or I don't know. I only know a few of his songs, but every song I've heard I liked. But it's something missing. I mean, usually you think summer, you think Jimmy Buffett concerts, you think Jimmy Buffett, and now it's gone.
Yeah,
and that's a sad thing.
Another passing we had this week was Steve Hardwell, the lead singer of Smash Mouth, and some of the songs that Smash Mouth did, they started out in 1997. Their debut album had their first major hit, which was Walking on the Sun. Awesome song. And then their second album, Astro Lounge, had one of their biggest hits in their most well-known song, which topped the U.S. Billboard Hot 100, and that is All Star. And All Star was featured on Shrek, along with a cover of the Monkees song, I'm a Believer, as well. They did a cover of that, which is very, very good. And that's also on the Shrek. I think that's on the first movie, the end of the first movie. That's also on there, on the soundtrack of the original first movie as well. They've been releasing albums up until 2012. They haven't released anything since then. But Steve Harwell did pass away this past week as well. He'll be missed a lot. And Don, quick thoughts on Smash Mouth?
All Star is one of those songs that you'll always hear in sports-related programming.
Yes.
Forever. And ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
Yes.
That's just one of those songs that will always be representative with any kind of sports broadcasting. So that song is huge.
Yes.
Walking on the Sun, I think that's the coolest song ever.
It is, yeah.
It's just, it kind of brought the 60s back, I think, as far as the song with the...
it does sound very 60s.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's not even, you can't call it a keyboard. It's more like an organ. Like a, his voice reminded me of the lead singer of The Trashmen. Everyone talking about the bird, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bird is the word.
Yeah, bird is the word,
okay.
yes.
His voice sounds like that. I got that feeling. And I don't know too many songs by the Trashmen, but I think his voice is with that. And that was just a great song. When it came out, I liked it right away. It's just one of those songs I could never get sick of. I never shut it off. There's songs out there they overplay on the radio, and you're just like, please, I don't ever want to hear that song again. It's just they play it way too much. But that particular song, I could always. And then when the keyboard solo or the organ solo comes out, it's just the coolest solo. It's just, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Oh, it's just, I just wish I could just play it now. It's just so cool. It gets so 60s, so retro. I don't know, it's just something about it, which is, I enjoyed it, and that's too bad because it would have been nice to hear something again from that band, you know.
And then, of course, Gary Wright passed away as well this week. Dreamweaver, Love Is Alive, his breakthrough album, which is also called it's called The Dreamweaver. It was released in 1975. He was a member of the British rock band Spooky Tooth, which is also a very popular band in Britain. It was a solo artist on A&M Records. While in England, he played keyboards on former Beatle George Harrison's triple album, All Things Must Pass, which came out in 1970. So beginning a friendship that inspired the Indian religious themes and spirituality inherent in Wright's subsequent songwriting. His work from the late 80s onwards embraced world music and the New Age genre. And although none of his post-1976 releases matched the same level as popularity of The Dreamweaver, which was just a massive album for him and a massive success. Don, your thoughts on Gary Wright, Dreamweaver, and his work with George Harrison?
That's great. He worked with George Harrison and any of those solo artists that came out in the 70s. You know, they played with some great people. Well, they wouldn't have been, great solo artists, popping out. Dreamweaver, that's just one of those dreamy songs. I mean, hence the name, Dreamweaver. It's just one of those songs. AM classic that I always remember. It's just one of those great songs. And Love Is Alive. I forgot about that song. I know that song. And that's a great song, too. I mean, those are the two songs, I don't know if Gary Wright, but those are the two songs that I think really made him in a way. It just sometimes the one-hit wonders or two-hit wonder songs And I'm sure there's people out there who, know Gary Wright from top to bottom. I mean, every song. And it's great because one thing about music is you can always explore more. There's plenty, as long as you're living and around, you can explore more music. You can discover more music from different bands you never would really discover. But, those are two great radio hits. And, like I said, AM classics, it's just, I remember listening to them on AM radio. I remember WRKO. My mother's AM radio, driving around in the 70s. Who doesn't remember WRKO? I mean, that they played all the songs. It was probably one of the last AM stations to feature rock music.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't the last, but one of the well-known ones that I remember.
Yeah, because a lot of them...
Because everything went to FM after that.
Because a lot of them, and then not a lot of them are gone, or there's really a few left that I know of.
I'm sure there is. I mean, there is music out there, AM.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is if you look around. But as far as the Boston area and my childhood and what I remembered, WRKO is like pretty much the one that everyone turned to. It was before ZLX. I know BCN was around forever.
BCN,
yeah. But it was WCOZ was before ZLX. That was pretty 94.5. That was a pretty good station. I remember that started in the late 70s, early 80s. Maybe it started before that, but in 1980, I was 13 years old. So it's just when you start, put your Tonka toys down and getting into the music and buying my first record that I ever bought. Was I went to Jason Records in Quincy Center, and it was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Damn the Torpedoes was my very first album. I remember grabbing that, and that was my first album I ever bought, and I think I was 12.
All right, it's 7:24 a.m. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about a couple of September 11th remembrance events coming up. We're going to talk a little bit about 9/11 as well coming up here after the break. We got a couple of different, again, like I said, we have a couple different 9/11 remembrance events that are taking place around the area that I want to mention and talk about. And we will do that as soon as we get back from the break. I'm Joey Driscoll. You're listening to Middleboro in Review on WVBF 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. We'll be right back.
Is it supposed to rain? Really? Today?
Yes, it's scheduled to rain
all
but
week. Oh boy, I'm gonna get rained on Tuesday, Wednesday.
All week. All week, apparently.
I missed the raindrops yesterday. I got 19 down, and it started pouring between Bridgewater and Milton, but by the time I got to Milton, it cleared up again.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision
delicious.
repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You can reach them at 508-583.
Thank you for the nice note there, Paul.
Yeah. Thank you for the note.
I love these little things. I never think of doing it, but some people do. They go out of their way and they write a little note. It makes people's day.
1495.
Hello, I'm Scott Strauss. In 9/11, I was a New York City police officer assigned to finding survivors buried under the rubble of the World Trade Center. Those were difficult days, but what kept me going was seeing the way Americans
PA.
together in unity.
Bill predicts Steelers Patriots victories. Each week, I'll give you the upset penalty of the week.
Let's rekindle that spirit of unity by doing good
Okay.
things. Is it 9/11
I don't think so.
I don't think the Patriots are going to win many football games this year.
So it was Brady, huh?
I don't think they're going to win many football games this year.
So it was Brady, huh? Brady was the magic.
I just don't think they did enough in the offseason.
Tom said that too.
I just don't think they did enough in the offseason. They didn't do enough. And they downgraded Bailey Zappi too.
I thought
They
got
cut
rid
him.
of-
They cut him, and then they're like, "Oh, we're
I
gonna
thought they
sign you
got rid
back
of him.
again."
They signed him up again?
They signed him. Yeah,
They
to
cut him-
the practice squad. So they downgraded him.
Oh,
They
so,
downgraded
So they
him.
cut him and they came back and now he's working.
And now he's on the practice squad. They downgraded
So what's he
him.
get paid? A sub and a Pepsi?
I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Various veteran care facilities in veteran
Kraft needs to do something.
about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association.
Does he
And
own
I don't
Kraft-
care what it
does
is.
Kraft own Kraft Foods?
No, I don't think that's a different Kraft. The Kraft needs to do something. I don't care what it is. Like, if they have another bad year, like, he's gonna have to make some big decisions. He's gonna have to either have a stern talking to Bill Belichick or fire him because, like, we're going nowhere. Or we need to trade Jones or something. Like, we need to do something.
What's
big.
Tom Brady's been quiet? I thought he was going to be in the announcer's booth this year.
No, I think next year. I have no idea. I don't really care.
He probably wants to get away from the NFL altogether.
I don't care.
Let's go surfing.
I just don't care. I don't care to listen to Tom Brady talk about football for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I just don't. I just don't want to do it.
Well, he's getting in your business. He's getting into the broadcast business. He's one of your peeps.
I don't know. We'll listen to Tom Brady for 4 hours talking about football.
Oh,
I
people don't want to
I'm
listen
not
to you.
sure.
You think people want to listen to you for 15 minutes talking about football?
Maybe.
I mean, you got the... That's a PP attitude.
I don't know. It's annoying after a while.
You're annoying after a while. You ever think of that?
I don't know. I'm not sold on Tom Brady being in this.
Oh, yeah?
I have to see him in action.
I bet he's fine. Okay?
Yeah, I bet he's fine too. But I'm not sold yet until I see him in action.
I mean, if he's talented, believe me, if he can, believe me, kids got talent.
Well, let's see him in action. Stop delaying.
Well, he can't act at all. I remember.
Stop delaying. Get in the booth.
The booth.
Call a game.
The booth.
Stop delaying. He was supposed to start last year.
Well,
Where is he?
He was playing last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he decided to play. Okay. 3, 2, 1, 0. And we're back. As I turn that down, I turn the music down. There we go. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. 7:29.
Yeah.
So we were talking a little bit about the Patriots off the air.
Yo, I wasn't talking. You were just dictating. I didn't get a word in edgewise. Like
Yeah.
He's over here, you know. Venting over there. I couldn't get a word in edgewise.
So my 2023 prediction for the Patriots is as follows. I think they will make the playoffs, and that's about it. I don't know if I expect them to go too far. It really depends on how they do the first month. This game coming up today is very, very important.
What was their preseason? Did they win any games? Did they lose them? I didn't pay attention.
They lost one. They lost one and they won one. I don't know what happened to the third.
But that's all rookie players playing, right?
I think they lost 2. They lost 2 and won 1.
Okay.
But
that doesn't mean anything because it's all their rookie.
No, of course it does.
It's all their rookie
Not
players.
really. Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean anything.
They just tried
it doesn't mean anything in the record books. It means a lot to the rookies and players who are trying to make it.
And the coaches who want to see what their talent's all about.
Exactly.
Those are 3 games that they say, okay, well, because Mr. X or Mr. Player is going to play in those 3 games only, and they'll decide if he's going to be warming the bench or maybe throw him in here and there. So
So it doesn't matter in the record books, but it matters to the players who are trying to get a roster spot and the coaches who are looking at those players. So again, 2023 prediction for the Patriots. I expect them to make a wild card game and probably lose in the wild card game. As of right now, that's my prediction. Before week 1, You know, obviously my prediction could change. I'm going to say it's probably going to change, you know, after September. We'll see what happens.
Well, they
after
haven't
week
even played.
4.
When's their first game today?
The first game is today. If they win today, that's a good sign. Because the Eagles are a very good team. If the Patriots could pull out a victory today and win, what would be an upset? Because the Eagles are very, very good. They were Super Bowl finalists last year. I think they did take a little bit of a hit, I think, the Eagles. But they're still very, very good. If the Patriots could win today, that's a very, very good sign for the Patriots. And I can't wait for next season. I believe Tom Brady's supposed to be in the booth for next year. That's what I heard, at least. I think he's supposed to be in the booth for Fox or something.
Could you see him buying a team?
I think he already has an ownership stake in the Raiders.
Really?
Yes. He's
Or
bought
coaching.
ownership stakes in several teams.
Or coaching a team.
Coaching a team, maybe after his announcing career, if he does decide to do it.
Well, it doesn't sound like he's jumping into it too fast. So
no, I mean, if he decides to, do it for a couple of years, I can't wait to see what he.
A lot of
what he
greats
does.
have. A lot of greats have.
And I'm sure he's going to be good. I haven't seen, what he could do.
Terry
yet.
Bradshaw has been in the booth since he's retired.
I'm not sure. Yes, Terry Bradshaw is very good.
I love Terry Bradshaw.
He was very good. So we'll see what Tom Brady.
He was a Steeler, right?
Do. Yes.
Terry Bradshaw.
Yes, he was a Steeler. Hopefully he's good. Hopefully Tom Brady's good as the announcer.
Oh, I'm sure he will. He got to go to announcement school.
Yeah. So
they're not going to send him out and not be good. Believe me.
Exactly. Yes.
I mean, that's a
hopefully he's good. I haven't
that's
seen. I haven't seen him yet, so I'm not sold on how good he's going to be. But when he does do it, I'd love to listen to it. I'd love to see what happens.
He was a cameo in Ted 2.
And it wasn't good.
Well, he's just kind of stale.
It wasn't good, though. But yeah, Patriots. Quick prediction is right now, as of pre week 1, I see them making the playoffs, wild card, and losing in the wild card. Right now. I mean, that could change. That will probably change, especially if they win today. That would be a good sign, like I mentioned. Other NFL games, real quick. Browns and Bengals. Little rivalry game there. Texans and Ravens. Okay. Falcons and Panthers. Okay. Buccaneers and Vikings. Okay. Cardinals and Commanders. Good. Jaguars and Colts. Some other games here. 49ers versus the Steelers. That's going to be a good one to watch. Titans and Saints, that's going to be a good one to watch, on the Titans side at least. Raiders and Broncos, okay. Seahawks and Rams, okay. Cowboys and Giants, that's going to be a good one to watch tonight, 8:20 p.m. Sunday Night Football. That's going to be a good one to watch. Packers and Bears, another rivalry game as well. That's always a good one to watch. Maybe won't be as one-sided as it once was because Aaron Rodgers is now in New York instead of Green Bay. So we'll see what happens with that game. And the Bills and Jets. That is the game of the week. Everyone has been talking about Bills versus Jets.
New York versus New Jersey.
Yes. Yes. New York versus New Jersey. Yes. Everyone's been talking about that game. So, week 1, there's a couple of interesting games. Kind of, not too interesting to me, but, well, it's week 1, so it takes a while for the season to really get in gear. But again, Patriots, if they win today, that's a very good sign for the Patriots.
I have a little announcement. I talked to my buddy Mickey. He lives in New Jersey. Great friend. We've been friends for years. Born and bred in New Jersey, himself and his wife. They went to Bruce Springsteen last Sunday.
Yeah.
They did the whole New Jersey experience. They went and got Jersey Mike subs. They had, tailgated
at MetLife, right?
At MetLife.
Yep.
And he said it was awesome. He said he played his heart out for 3 hours.
He was at Gillette a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but New Jersey is the show that is sought after because obviously, he's from New Jersey. He's all about New Jersey. It's an institution for New Jersey. It's Springsteen.
Yes.
So to see him at Meadowlands, MetLife. Sorry, MetLife.
MetLife,
okay?
yes.
In the Meadowlands. It's still in the Meadowlands.
Yes, it's still in the Meadowlands. It's still in New Jersey.
Yeah, okay. So it's in the Meadowlands.
Yeah.
He said it was awesome. He said the show was great, and he was very surprised. And just getting there, the tickets were expensive. It took all day. I mean, it's like it's like going to work almost to get there and get in there. But he said the show was awesome, and he was very, very happy with the show. So he's going to go see Billy Joel soon too. And I think at the same place or somewhere in New York. I'm not too sure, but him and his wife are looking forward to that. So I mean, that's good. I mean, these shows people are happy about these shows. So
that ties into what I want to talk about in the next segment. Actually, Billy Joel. So we'll talk about that in the next segment. I'm going to finish up my sports here real quick. The New England Revolution played to a 1-1 tie yesterday against Minnesota. They'll take on Colorado next Saturday at 9:30 p.m. These are late games. Obviously, they're not home games. Colorado and New England. They'll be playing in Colorado in this one, that's for sure. Chicago and New England. That's probably a game that they'll be in Chicago for. I could be wrong. They could be in New England. I'm not sure, but yeah, they'll be in Colorado next week because 9:30 p.m. start usually means they're an away game and they're in the West Coast area. I don't think you're gonna see a New England Revolution game start at 10 o'clock at night. I don't think that happens. But anyway, a New England Revolution game that starts at 10 o'clock at Gillette Stadium. I don't think that happens. But anyway, New England Revolution doing pretty good, and hopefully that continues throughout September. A team that has to start doing very good is the Boston Red Sox. Their time is kind of running out when it comes to making the playoffs. I don't think they're eliminated, but they haven't been winning. They've lost 4 straight. They've lost twice to the Rays and twice to the Orioles. Yesterday they lose 13-12. And they lose 11-2 in the first game. So they have to try to avoid a sweep. I think the playoffs are kind of getting to the point where that's out of the question for the Red Sox. They just have to string some victories together, and they should start doing that today by beating the Orioles. 1:35 p.m. start for the Orioles Red Sox today. The NASCAR weekend at Kansas ends today with the Cup Series at 3 p.m. Christopher Bell on the pole for today at Kansas Speedway. In the Xfinity Series, John Hunter Nemechek wins at Kansas. And the Craftsman Truck Series, Christian Eckes wins. And in ARCA, which was the other Kansas race as well, that took place yesterday, Connor Mozak with the victory. So that is what's going on with the sports there. All right, and it's 7:41. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, well, actually, let's do this real quick and then take the commercial break. Blood drives for September. There's 2 coming up. There's been 1 already this month. There's another 2 coming up. Thursday, September 21st at Corinna Community Health Center, 5 Wally Kruger Way in Bridgewater, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And Saturday, September 30th, also at Corinna Community Health Center, 5 Wally Kruger Way in Bridgewater, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. for that one. So 2 blood drives coming up in September at Corinna Community Health Center in Bridgewater. So, all right, that is our blood drives, and we'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review on 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. I'm Jibby Driscoll.
Okay, we'll talk about 9/11 a little bit.
Yeah, that's coming up next.
All right.
Next. It's gonna do it this segment, but we got into talking into our sports. So.
Yeah, well, you really haven't
okay.
done a good sports thing in a while.
No, I haven't. No.
So
And I kind of wanted to do
good.
a good sports segment, not do crap.
No, yeah.
Everybody loves a winner. The rags to riches story has become a part of the American dream. And you can hear stories like these every day on the Success Show.
Hope the Patriots fans don't come at me with pitchforks.
Why? Why would they?
Yeah, I basically said that their team's going to get eliminated in the wild card.
Well, you don't know, though. I mean, all you're doing is guessing. I mean, the game...
Yeah, it is a guess. Yes, it's a guess.
All you can do is just take a look, see at their talent, and just compare it to...
like I said, I'm taking a guess as to what I'm seeing with their talent, and I'm just making a guess that this is where they're probably going to end up anyway. Is they'll probably make the playoffs, and then they get eliminated.
That's it. I mean, if you were a fortune teller, you'd be
don't-
making more money than...
I don't think they're going to make the Super Bowl. They don't have enough talent. If they picked up DeAndre Hopkins, yeah, I'd probably be saying they'll probably go deeper in the Super Bowl. And they picked up another quarterback or something, or did better in the offseason.
Your mouth never stops, does it?
It doesn't, no, because I like to talk. But yeah, they just didn't do enough, and that's kind of where they're going to end up being, I think, at the end of the year. That could change. That could change as soon as tonight. if they beat the Eagles, that's a really good sign, because the Eagles are good, very, very good. But I mean, the Eagles could take a step back this year. I mean, the Rams did it. I don't expect the Eagles to take a huge step back like the Rams did. The Rams went from Super Bowl to like number 1 or close to number 1 pick in the draft overnight. Like, they were bad the following year. I don't know what happened to the Rams, but I don't think that's going to happen to the Eagles. The Eagles are still very, very good. That's certainly not happening to the Chiefs, even though they lost to the Lions. The Lions are good.
I don't care, Joe.
The Lions are good. I don't understand. I don't understand how the Chiefs lost, but the Lions are good. It was like a late game kind of deal. Like, the Chiefs made a huge mistake late and they lost.
Let the listeners know that Stand Strong is on at 12 a.m.
Yes.
Doing the board. It's just gonna be you and
I'm doing the board.
Yeah. It's gonna be Tony Branch.
Oh. And I should maybe do the bumper. That would help. Right. And we're back here on Middleboro in Review. As I turn the music down, there we go. And I want to mention that let's do our program schedule for today. After us, we will have Pastor Ortez Vandross with Bread of Life. Always a great message every single Sunday. Always a great program every single Sunday with great messages. 8:30 we'll have the Rosary. 9 o'clock we have Medicare Moment with Martha. Great information for anyone who is currently on Medicare or getting to that age where Medicare, where you can go on Medicare as well, and you need information on that. Medicare Moment with Martha is the place to go for that information. Very, very good information every single week on Medicare and things to look out for as well. Always great information there. 9:30 to 11, we'll have the Talking Information Center. Always great programming on the Talking Information Center. So just tune in for that as well. And then 11 to 12, we'll have Musical Odyssey with Ed Sutka. And that will be coming up. Again, 11 to 12. I don't have the name of the program in front of me, but always a great program every single week with great classical music every single week. I'm a pretty big fan of classical music. I listen to artists like Beethoven, Mozart, artists like that as well. So I'm a pretty big fan of
He's one of the best.
music.
Ed's one of the best narrators.
Yes, he is. He's one of the best narrators
I've ever heard.
Yes,
I've ever heard.
Definitely recommended to
Where's
listen to that.
Where's the CD? Is it over there?
Actually, I'll go get it. Hold on one second.
But no, Ed is the best. One of the best narrators. I mean, it's just talk about someone who does their homework. Ed Sutka. We're having him on the show. He's a friend of mine, and it's a great, great show. So what we got for Joey?
So I'm probably going to mispronounce this, but that's okay. It is Václav Talik and the Czech Philharmonic.
All right.
That is today's program.
11 a.m. for that one. Yep.
For Ed Sutka and Musical Odyssey this morning, this late morning at 11 a.m. to 12. And then at 12, the new time for Stand Up Strong with Bishop Tony Branch today and me on the board today. No Ed Miller today. He is at the football game. He is at Eagles versus Patriots right now. Or he's on his way over there.
I bet he's on his way now.
I bet he's probably there.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
He's probably there. Right?
Yeah, they show up early.
I guess a lot of Patriots fans do show up early for the games. Yes,
So, yeah.
a lot of NFL fans show up early for NFL games, like very early. Some fans like show up the night before. In certain situations.
I went to a Patriots game with my friend Billy from Pennsylvania, and Tony was living up here, and it was funny because it was like we were playing Miami, and we were parked across the way from the stadium, and it was real icy, but I remember he had rock salt. He was the rock salt guy, you know what I mean? And he was hooking everyone was getting stuck, and I mean they really don't do anything with those fields. They just let people drive in and just have at it. I mean they're getting like $40 a vehicle, the parking, people tailgating. But he was handing rock salt out and helping people get unstuck. I mean, I never seen one person with so much rock salt on him. It's just like rock salt in a cooler. So that was a pretty fun memory. I think that's the only time I've done that once, and we done it again too at the over at the terminals. Remember the other time?
Yes.
With my brother and my friend Robbie, and we just walk across the path, and then you cross over. We went through the train. Remember? We had to climb through the train to get to the other side across the tracks. That's how everyone got across from the terminal. They walked up the stairs, crossed the train, and went back, and then walked to the train. So, but hope you have fun at it.
Yes, absolutely. And go Patriots again. If they pull off the victory today, Very good sign for the Patriots. Like I said,
I don't think we're gonna need rock salt today.
No, no, I don't think so at all. Okay, let's do our today in history real quick, and then we'll get to our final topic for today. 1932, the New York City subway's third competing subway system, the municipally owned IND, is opened on this day in 1932. 2017, Hurricane Irma makes landfall on Cujo Key, Florida, as a Category 4 after causing catastrophic damage throughout the Caribbean. Irma resulted in 134 deaths and $64.76 billion in 2017 U.S. dollars in damage. It's much more now. 2022, the death of Queen Elizabeth II. This is during all the events of the death of Queen Elizabeth II. King Charles III is formally proclaimed as monarch at the meeting of the Ascension Council in St. James Palace. He then had his coronation in May. I believe it was. It was May. Birthdays on this day, 1904, Honey Craven, American horse rider and manager, American equestrian ringmaster, and manager of the National Horse Show at Madison Square Garden in New York, the Devon House Show, the Devon Horse Show in Pennsylvania, and ringmaster at nearly every prominent horse show in the United States. He also managed the Eastern States Show and the Children's Services Show and the North Shore Horse Show. He was born Clarence Leo Honey Craven in Brookline, Massachusetts. Arnold Palmer, American golfer and businessman, born on this day in 1929. Don, you'll like this next one. Born on this day in 1949, Bill O'Reilly. Born on this day. And you'll like this next one as well. 1950, Joe Perry, American singer-songwriter and guitarist for the band Aerosmith. Born in Lawrence, Massachusetts.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
1963, Randy Johnson, born on this day in 1963. And finally, John E. Sununu, American engineer and politician, born John Edward Sununu in Boston, Massachusetts. He is the son of former New Hampshire governor and former White House chief of staff John H. Sununu, and the older brother of Chris Sununu, who is the current governor of New Hampshire. So that is our birthdays, passings, and that's our birthdays and current events, or today in history. With no passings today, but so that happens every once in a while. We don't get any passings to talk about, but we do talk about the birthdays and the today in histories. All right, I'm going to spend the last couple of minutes talking about a couple of different 9/11 remembrance events going on in the area. The first one I'm going to talk about is the 9/11 tribute for Taunton. Due to inclement weather scheduled for tomorrow, or forecasted for tomorrow, inclement weather, the 9/11 tribute has been moved from Memorial Park to Coyle Cassidy Auditorium, which is at 2 Hamilton Street. Entry to the auditorium will be at the door next to Hopewell Park Field/Pavilion. The start time remains the same at 11 a.m. tomorrow. September 11th observance in Lakeville tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the Lakeville Fire Station, and the public is invited to attend that event. In Halifax, 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony. Again, this is commemorating the 22nd anniversary of the terrorist attacks that took place at the World Trade Center on September 11th, 2001. This ceremony will take place at the Halifax Fire Station, 438 Plymouth Street, at 10 a.m. on Monday, September 11th. Members of the public are invited to attend and may arrive at the fire station anytime after 9:45 a.m. There'll be light refreshments available following the ceremony. So a couple of different events going on, a couple of different remembrance events going on in the area as well. So, Don,
yes,
your thoughts about 9/11, the 9/11 remembrance.
I'm talking 22 years ago.
Yeah,
and
22 years ago.
It's just, I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm like so many people out there, and like I said, you'll never forget. It's just like one of those things where I remember watching TV and the horror of the second plane hitting the second tower, watching it live on a TV. I was working with my brother. He was doing a job in Weymouth. He was doing an addition, and we were working, and then the homeowner came out and said what happened, and then we're all standing in front of the TV, and then boom. So I mean, seeing it live, second time. First time, no one really saw it. I mean, unless you were on the ground or there was a couple camera footages that caught it or whatnot.
Yeah, there was.
But everyone saw
one camera footage.
But that was the whole idea of the terrorist horror. You know, that's what they want you to do. You know, everyone's watching it, so everyone's got to see the second one. That was just the whole thing. That was the whole horror. That was the whole thing that they had planned for everyone to see, and it worked.
Yeah.
So we get through all that, and TV is shut down, which was news pretty much. There's no TV shows or whatnot. When Saturday Night Live came back, all right, and that was weeks later, and Mayor Rudy Giuliani with, I believe it was, they had the police commission, fire commission with him, and then a lot of the first responders, a bunch of people, about 30 people, and talked about how New York's institutions need to get back to go, and they were talking about how Saturday Night Live was a New York institution and it needs to go, and so whatever. It was funny too, and Lorne Michaels said to Mayor Giuliani, "Can we be funny?" He says, and he's like, "Why start now?" You know what I mean? It was kind of like kind of broke the ice a little bit. You know what I mean? Everyone felt good. And then Paul Simon got up and did the boxer. It would have been nice if it was Simon Garfunkel, obviously, but Paul Simon was fine.
Oh, so no Simon and Garfunkel?
Just Paul Simon.
Simon.
Yeah, he did it on his acoustic guitar.
Okay.
And that was like one of the proudest moments of my life on TV, because the boxer is all New York. It's all about New York. It's all about just the song itself means getting over loneliness, getting over a tough time, getting over just, and that's what I predict as far as the song lyrically wise.
Yeah.
And it's a moving song. And then with all the mayor looking on, and Lorne Michaels and police commissioner, fire commissioner, and all there was a lot of first responders in the audience. It was just a beautiful show. It was one of the most proudest moments I've seen on TV ever, and I remember that. So yeah, that was something that I'll always remember. And as far as the people who've fallen, you'll never forget them. You know what I mean? It's just all the brave souls. We showed the world how our people are and how we get through it. I mean, we're going through squabbles now politically and stuff, but at the end of the day, we're Americans, and we all pull together.
No, that's important to
remember. We all pull together.
That's important to remember.
All right?
Yes.
Okay, we may poke yourselves some poles here and there, but as far as staying together, this country, I feel as tight as it has ever been.
All right, it's 8 o'clock. I want to thank everyone for listening to today's program, and we will be back next week with another edition of Middleboro in Review. I'll be back on Thursday with another edition of Middleboro Matters.
And maybe. Yeah.
And possibly, I haven't confirmed this yet. I get to text him. Chachi LaPret will be on.
Yeah, he has the last Lorenzo's night there.
Yes.
Patio.
Which is coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday at 6 o'clock. I'm not sure if it's sold out or not. We made reservations back in August. But that's the last Lorenzo's show for the season. I guess they had a really good year.
Yes.
So yeah. So
All right, and we'll be back then on Thursday. You might hear Dawn. I'm not sure.
well, if Chachi comes,
if Chachi comes, yes,
here.
you'll definitely.
I made a
so.
point to get off work
Yeah.
and make sure I'm here for that interview.
And bye-bye, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend.
I think this is so funny.
Bye, everybody.